The victim tells us she was driving here on Highway 69 near Denison around 9 o'clock Thursday night. She looked in her rearview mirror and saw a vehicle come up dangerously close behind her. A man fishing here at this private lake at 9G Ranch had to be fished out of the water himself by first responders after his boat capsized Sunday afternoon. The family of Dorothy Marco tells us they heard people stopped to take pictures of the burning truck, but only one passerby pulled off here to help her. Neighbors tell us multiple people tried to save 59-year-old Steve Petty from the fire that consumed his home just behind us, but no one could make it inside. Vicki Wren tells us she believes ex-Ada police officer Steve Godfrey died right here in her neighbor's backyard. I got to this scene here on Texoma Parkway just a few minutes ago. We're right here across the street from the CVS. As you can see behind me, it looks like there's 3 cars involved. When I arrived, the whole place was in smoke. We're out here at Preston Bend, one of the only places left in the area that still has room for campers. Joining me right now is Michelle Eubank and my new friend Lily. Now, Michelle, obviously the threat of severe weather, not enough to keep you home this weekend. We're here at the Red Lotus Spa on East Platte Road in Calera, where police tell us 2 of the 3 women were arrested on Monday night. Police tell us Zhao Hongzi and Zhuing Wang were arrested here. Lee Pan was arrested at the Red Lotus Spa on Washington in Durant. We're told the undercover operation went down after several complaints about the 2 locations were made to Durant police. Police believe the women were living inside the business owned by Ken Morris and his fiancee Zhao Rong McClellan. All 3 women were arraigned this afternoon at the Bryan County Courthouse for offering to engage in prostitution. We'll have more on this story coming up for you at 6. Live in Calera, Brittany Harlow, News 12. Take a look at this pursuit. Authorities say it lasted more than an hour, with several cars being run off the road. It all started at a Durant laundromat where police found a severely beaten woman inside a truck. When they started asking questions, they say the driver took off.
I tried to hit you head on. It just, how fast was like.
Deputies say Donald Snow weaved in and out of heavy traffic in Durant at up to 100 miles an hour, then lost them on dirt roads driving more than 100. The Bryan County Sheriff's Office and Oklahoma Highway Patrol joined in with the pursuit along with other local law enforcement.
It looked like he just tried to go head on with an 18-wheeler. Not a 17 Durant primary unit. He's in the wrong lane, about to hit people head on. Okay, Durant, he just ran 2 off in the ditch. Durant's still running in the wrong lane with no lights on, coming into Bennington.
OHP says Snow tried hitting one of their troopers head-on when he was found south of Buckcheetah, but then lost them a second time. They caught up with Snow again driving west on Highway 70. We're told the chase reached speeds up to 115 miles an hour.
Slammed on the brakes and tried to hit me. Durant, he's trying to hit me.
OHP Lieutenant Scott Hampton says several vehicles, including law enforcement, were forced off the road that night. One driver was taken to a local hospital with neck injuries.
Durant, he hit me. I spun him around. He's headed back westbound now.
The pursuit ended after Bennington police laid out a spike strip.
Under your seatbelt.
Yes, sir. Please take mine. Don't hurt me.
Under your seatbelt. Under your seatbelt.
But the truck was never put in park. You could see it driving off as troopers pulled the 43-year-old out the window. Snow apologized to law enforcement after he was arrested.
Can you tell me if anybody was hurt? Man, I'm sorry. Can you tell me what I did? I don't know what I did, sir.
Troopers say Snow admitted to being on drugs and that his female passenger told them he assaulted her for days, including trying to strangle her with telephone cords. Police say her ear was also completely bitten through. Snow will most likely celebrate his birthday tomorrow in the county jail, where he's being held on a $250,000 bond for 6 charges of assault. Live in the studio, Brittany Harlow, News 12. The family of Dorothy Marco tells us they heard people stopped to take pictures of the burning truck, but only one passerby pulled off here to help her. Even though Marco didn't make it, the family says they want to meet the trucker who was with her during her last moments.
At least he comforted her when we couldn't.
Marco crashed into this tree early Sunday morning just east of Soper on Highway 70. Her sister, Linda Marco, says they were best friends. A first responder told her about a trucker who stopped.
He was really upset. When Dodie was laying here unconscious, he was up by the gravel kicking the dirt, saying, "What's taking him so long? What's taking him so long to get here?"
And screaming, "She's just a baby, she's just a baby." But with all my heart, I want to thank him.
I'm hoping he made her feel comfortable for those last couple of moments. I'm hoping that he eased her mind just a little bit, you know, so that she didn't have to go alone.
Marco was being flown to a hospital in Plano when they were forced to stop at a McKinney hospital to try and save her, but they could not. Her mom says nothing can bring her daughter back.
There's nothing like losing a daughter.
But they are comforted by the angel who didn't just keep driving. The family also wanted to thank the community and the Choctaw Nation for their support, who've brought by food and other donations since Marco's death. Marco leaves behind 2 children, 5 and 8 years old. Marco's funeral will be held on Friday. Donations can be made at Miller & Miller Funeral Home in Hugo. In Choctaw County, Brittany Harlow, News 12. You and your sister are being held hostage by 2 men in this cabin. How can you save each other? That's just one of the challenges you'll face here at Downtown Escape Rooms in Sherman. The new venue on South Crockett isn't having their ribbon cutting until Friday, but we caught up with one group catching a preview of the fun a few days early.
I just can't even imagine what I'm about to face, all these puzzles.
Participants have 1 hour to band together, find clues, and solve puzzles to escape from themed rooms, like the cabin. The cost is $25 per person, and 8 people are allowed in the room at one time. People have to book at least 2 participants at a time. Co-owners Danny and Sherry Henderson came up with the idea after visiting an escape room on a date night a while back. The two made a couple escape rooms in their house for friends and family.
Pretty exciting to see the excitement that it created with people and the team building aspects that it had.
Now they're making it a business.
It was so much fun. My heart was pounding. The room was darkened, and that was suspenseful.
It will definitely make you get closer with the people that you go in with, because you don't realize who's going to take on what role until you get in there. So you get to know the people that you're with pretty well.
The city kicked in a grant for over $6 grand to pay their rent if they stay open a year.
Don't be scared. Come out, try it out, and have fun.
Downtown escape rooms will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays to start. Another themed room called The Hangout, designed like a 1980s pool hall, is currently in the works. In Sherman, Brittany Harlow, News 12.